Hey, welcome to the Simple Nutrition Podcast, a show that helps you learn practical and actual nutrition tips from an expert. I am your host, Leonila Campos, a registered dietitian with over 8 years of experience in the nutrition field. Hey, welcome to the Simple Nutrition Podcast. I'm your host, Leonila Campos, registered dietitian, and today I have the opportunity to interview one of my clients. So I'm really excited to talk about her journey and just how it has been working with me. So thank you so much, Olga, for joining me today.
Thank
And
you.
I want to
Thank you
start
for
with
having me.
obviously thanking you
Yes,
for accepting to do this interview. And so,
same.
let's start with maybe introducing yourself and what you do.
Okay. Well, my name's Olga. I'm in my 40s, so I'm not going to tell you the exact age. Just kidding. I'm 47. What I do for a living, I clean houses and office buildings. And yeah, that's pretty much it. On my spare times, do a lot of reading, a lot of listening to podcasts, you know, some self-care stuff. So that's just about
Awesome.
it.
And you not just
Yeah.
clean houses, you have your own business, right? And so
Correct.
I think that's amazing because, it's not like, oh, I
Yes.
work for somebody else. Like you have your own business that you created, right? And you have built.
Yes. Yes. It hasn't been
So that's
easy
awesome.
and it's still not easy, but it's gotten better.
Right. Yeah, that's the journey
Yeah.
of a business owner. I can attest to that.
Yes. Yes.
So let's start with maybe what got you into fitness, right? Because you say you're in your 40s, you look amazing, right, for that
Yes.
age.
Thank you.
And I
Thank you.
think that
Yeah. Just turned
it has
47.
helped with what
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
it has helped with how
Yes.
you have taken care of your body, but it hasn't always been that way, right? So maybe let's start there.
Right.
Like, what got you into fitness, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, basically, what got me into fitness is I've actually always been like physically active since I was younger. My parents put me in classes when probably around sixth grade, and then I did that all the way up till high school. And then I also ran cross country my junior high years. Um, Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And then as far as getting into fitness, after having two kids, I needed to do something, you know, to gain, to lose some of that weight. So I was doing a lot of, I say cardio stuff, like things like Billy Blanks. I did, um, what's that other guy's name? Shanti. And then I was doing a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
Zumba as
Shanti.
well. So, yeah, even Richard Simmons. So, so I was doing those
Nice.
things,
Yeah,
and
those
then
are
I figured,
a big.
yeah, and I was losing weight, but I had a lot of body fat, so I was considered skinny fat, where I was light, but then I still had all that body fat. So, I actually know a Zumba instructor and also personal trainer. His name's Victor. Victor Avila. So, yeah, I kind of, you know, reached out and started taking his boot camp classes. So from then on, it was something different, something that I needed. So it was a lot of strength training, different things. Yeah, it was a mixture of everything. So I've been
Yeah,
doing that
awesome.
since, yeah, so started taking it seriously in 2014. Um, and then, yeah, so that's pretty much it. So from then until now, I've been doing that. My eating habits weren't great. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
would, go to the gym and then come back and eat, maybe a box of pizza or whatever. Something that wasn't
Gotta
good
get
for
the
me.
gains.
Yeah. And then I realized that, you know, um, family history, family genetics, having high cholesterol and, um, you know, that I had myself. And then also a family history of diabetes and heart attacks and things of that nature. So I decided, I needed something also to change my eating habits. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
it's personal, right? There's that
Yeah.
strong family history. You had
Yes.
been already active. You've been active pretty much all your
Hmm.
life, right? You transitioned,
Yes.
right? We change with
Hmm.
time. Um, and I
Yes.
think it's important to talk about those changes. What changes do you see from going from doing like just cardio, right, to now adding strength training? Like, what are the highlights? What are the specific changes that you saw after you incorporated strength training?
Hmm. Yeah, I just feel overall better internally and externally about myself. It helped me to gain more confidence. Um, yeah, I know it's like, a better outlet than, let me backtrack a little bit. Also, before I started fitness, I did go to rehab for a little bit just because I had uh, alcoholism. Plus, it led to other things, bad decisions and mistakes and whatnot. So, when I did get out, I needed to find a different outlet so that I wouldn't be going back to to what I was once doing. And then, what was the question again? Sorry.
Sure. No, thank you so much for actually
Yeah.
mentioning that, right? Because
Yes.
I know it's something that is so personal, and I really appreciate you mentioning it
Yes.
and feeling comfortable with that. Because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times when there is an
Mm-hmm.
addiction, right? It could be any kind of addiction. When we stop it,
Yes.
right? Obviously, it's not an easy journey, but when we transition from
Yes.
that, we almost have to find a balance, right? We have to find ourselves and find something new
Yes.
that's like a new way of living. And so it sounds like being able to restore, or being able to choose fitness, right, or
Mhm.
exercise
Yes.
as that outlet has helped you in that recovery,
Yes.
right? But also in
Uh-huh.
transforming yourself. And so I think that is really
Yes.
important to that you mentioned that, right? So I appreciate that.
Definitely.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah,
And then I always have to remind myself that, hey, I've gone this far to not, I didn't get this far just to get this far. So it's that type of thing.
yeah, absolutely. And
Yes.
just obviously seeing how strong you are, right, from when you
Yes.
maybe when you started to now,
Mhm.
and how your body
Yes.
has changed. I'm sure that also keeps you motivated too.
Yes. Yeah. And it's also helped me have a different type of mindset. So, yeah, different ways of thinking, different perspectives, things of
Right.
that nature.
Yeah, amazing. Awesome. Thank you so
Yes.
much for sharing that.
Yeah.
So
Welcome. Thank you.
let's talk about absolutely. Let's talk about when you because I was trying to remember these, knowing that I was going to interview you, and I was trying to remember. Okay,
Yes.
when was the first time that we met, and how we started working together? And I couldn't really
Mhm.
pinpoint. I was like I kept thinking, was it at the class that I gave to the members, or was it before? But I think you might
Mhm.
remember better. So maybe let's start there. Like how, what maybe motivated you to come and talk to me and come and work with me, and then how that journey has been for you.
Okay. Yeah, it was actually a referral. It was during like Victor when he was talking after class. Somebody had one of the members had recommended you, so he had you know told us that after class, like, hey, this is nutritionist. she's a registered dietitian, things of that nature. And yes, and he's like, check her out and see. So I did, make an appointment. From there, I did, reach out to you, and I made an appointment and took it from there. So before that, I was working with a nutritionist as well, which I liked her meal plans, but I needed something different as far as, because also, I do blood work every, whenever I need, like every 3 months to go to the doctor and, check my cholesterol and sugar levels and all that. Yeah, my pretty much, I wanted to try and get my cholesterol levels down, my overall cholesterol levels down, just like I believe you said it was the HDL and the LDLs. Yeah, so try getting that down. Which it's been successful so far.
Yay.
And then, yes, yeah, I've gotten it, down a whole lot since I started with you over a year and a half ago. Yeah, well, it's been a year
Yeah,
and a
it's
half.
amazing.
Yeah, almost 2 years. So yeah. So yeah, that
Yes.
was just like I said, it was a referral. So we tried you out, and then from there, other members tried you out as well, and I believe they're also sticking to your plan. So
Right. Yeah, and I have to be so thankful for the
yeah,
referrals because
yes,
as a business owner, you know that, right? That referrals are huge. Word of mouth is huge, right? Because especially as we're
yes,
small, we're upcoming, and other people that have used our services or products or whatever the case may be, having that word of
right.
mouth is huge, right? Because it's
It
like a
is.
way of like, yeah, I've worked with her and I like her or whatever. I see results.
Yes,
Or, she does a great job, like, for example, cleaning or making my house look
yes,
great, right? Organizing. And
correct.
so I so thankful, right, for all the referrals that I get and all the clients that allow me to assist them and work with them through that journey, whatever the goals
Yes,
are. So,
correct.
yeah, thank you for giving
You're
it a try.
welcome. Thank you. Yes,
You're welcome.
yes,
Yeah,
and
so um,
thank you for being part of the journey.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yes,
I'm really thankful for that. So maybe let's
yes, you're
focus a
welcome.
little bit on maybe how the meal plans, because we do meal planning, right? We come together in our sessions and we talk about what were the things that went well, like your wins, and we talk about what were the challenges and the obstacles, how the meals worked
Mhm.
out for you, and we talk about a lot of things. But if we were to focus on
Yes.
the meal plan, right, like creating that meal plan, um, what has worked for you? What has maybe made things easier for you when it comes to cooking your meals, when it comes to eating your meals? Yeah, just a little bit about that. Tell me a little bit about that.
As far as the meal plans goes that you've given me, the several meal plans that you've given me throughout these last year and a half, um, yeah, I find it's a lot better. I like it more. It's more detailed as far as how the ingredients and the shopping list that we that helps out a lot as far as knowing what to get. And then as far as the actual meal plans go, I like how you always ask, is there any particular food that you haven't had in a while that you would like to incorporate? And of course, I always like tacos and pizza. So you incorporate that, but it's like a healthier version of it. And it's, healthier, like healthier and overall good. It's better and it's portioned out to, and also I like how, like, say Monday through Wednesday, I have the same meals, and then Thursday, Friday is different, and then on the weekends it's different as well. So I'm not always having the same thing 7 days a week. So I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it helps out a
absolutely.
lot.
That's huge.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Yeah, definitely
especially I'm
having that
always on the
variety.
yeah, yeah, especially I'm always on the go with the work that I do. yeah, and it helps out. So just, prep it the night before and then just grab it and put in my lunch pail and go.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, having that essentially having that plan, right? Specifically for someone that is in anybody really in general, but someone that is on the
Yes.
go all the time, someone that is busy, because you start
Yes.
your day so early, right? And so it's not like, oh, I'm gonna get up
Yes.
and like I'll have time to make my breakfast. Like these are things that
Right.
you have to plan ahead. But if you have a plan already that you follow, or that a guide that tells you, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Let's gather the ingredients. Let's make the plan happen. Then we see better
Yes.
results, right? Versus like, oh, I have no idea what to eat. I think I'm running late. Let me skip this meal. And now we're like almost catching up, right? And that affects our overall
Yes.
day. And then if you're someone that is
Yes.
so active, right, you need that energy to power your day,
Yes.
to power your workouts. So I think I like that you said, I prepare my meal the night before, right, or I meal prep, essentially to
Yes.
help you succeed throughout the day, which is wonderful.
Yes. Yes. So yes, like I said, it's helped out a lot. So yeah, and it's, and as also as far as your meal plans goes, it's specific to our goals because everybody's goals are different. So mine specifically again was, just to get that cholesterol down and, um, you know, to maintain everything else, my weight and drop body fat and gain muscle. So it's a good thing. It's been working.
Yeah, also I'm so glad to hear
Yes.
that.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Specifically, I remember the first time that we met, or like our first session, and I asked a lot of questions, right? And of course, I allow my
Yes.
my patients to ask questions and tell me what the goals are. But I want to understand the
Yes.
whole person, right? The whole you. And so you told me
Yes.
something at our first session. You said, I want to be able to stay strong and independent as I age, right? Or something along those lines. Do you remember what you
Correct.
told me?
Yeah, just because, I've seen people, I know, personally that as they've gotten older, they've gotten away from, I guess, say like living a kind of like a sedentary life. And I don't, complaining about, this hurts, that hurts, I can't get up on my own, or, I can't reach this, or things like that. So I'm kind of taking that as fuel for the fire. Say like, hey, when I get to their age, I want to be able to get up and down on the toilet on my own. And if I fall, that I'm still able to get up on my own. And yeah, for also to less worry and concern for my about my children when I get older, that they're not so worried about, hey, if mom falls or something happens to her, she'll be able to still get up on her own. Just be mobile and as I get to that age and beyond.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. Because a lot of the things we don't think about what we do now, right? How that's going to affect us long term. And
Yes.
exercise. Nutrition, of course, is also a huge component, but being able to move our bodies, right, on a daily basis, being able
Yes.
to be independent as we age, because as we age, we lose a little bit of independence, right? But when we don't train our bodies, right, and it doesn't mean that it's too late. No, any way
Right.
that we can get our bodies moving anytime, it's
Hmm.
wonderful because we're building strong muscles, right? We're building strong bones to help us with mobility and
Right.
flexibility and balance, which usually is what we lose as we age. And so, having that independence, like you say, being able to get up, on my own, like if I fall, right, I'm able to get up,
Right.
or I don't break a bone. Obviously we might get bruised,
Right.
but I don't break a bone because I have
Right.
developed these strong bones. And so I
Yes.
think that is huge, right? And I think it's so important to just for the public in general, right? That hey, if you don't like going to the gym or if you don't like running, right? There's so many other things that we can do to move our
Right.
bodies, keep them
Correct.
strong. And so I think that is wonderful that you do that.
Yes.
And you told me also a story about your mom that she used to do, what was it? Tai Chi or
Um,
something like that.
Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a form of, I don't know what it's a form of, but it helps, it's a form of exercise, that she does. So, it helps, at least she's moving.
Right. Yeah. Any kind of
Yeah.
movement helps.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's wonderful that, she's still able to do that. And that you also are,
Yes.
going towards that route too, right? You have that strong mentality of like, I need to keep moving. I want to get to this age
Correct.
without having like these other things that have been made so common, right? Oh, that's
Yes.
normal, right? Because you're old or whatever. No, it's not, right? Like
Right.
if we
Right.
don't make it normal, right? It doesn't have to be normal. Yes, we're going to age. That's just a natural process of our human bodies. But the way that we age,
Right.
the quality of life that we get as we age, right? That we can control. And so I think that
Yes.
is important.
Yes.
So you're on the right track.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
let's see. Yeah, awesome. So um, I guess a few more questions, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
So I definitely want
No
to ask
worries.
you too, right? Because you don't only exercise, right? You don't only focus on your nutrition, but you focus on other things
Correct.
too. And these are some of the things that we also talk about during our sessions, right? Which is your mental
Yes.
health and
Yeah.
having prioritizing your sleep. So what's your routine in those areas?
Yes. Yes. Being able to take, or, making the time to, take, breaks when needed, even if it's 5, 10 minutes, get outside and get some fresh air. Um, um, Maybe go get your hair done, or, get your nails done, things like that. Go get a massage. um, yeah. And then there's, several things you can do to help take care of your mental health. So you're not always burnt out.
Right. Yeah, that's a
Yes. And
huge
then
one, right?
also, yeah. And then also, like, spiritually, you gotta take care of your spiritual health as well. So my routine for the morning is when I usually get up around 2:30 ish. First thing I do, of course, is wake up, thank God that I made it through another day to see another day, and then I will do some reading and meditating before my feet hit the floor, and then I go on about my day. And then again throughout the day, I'll read read my Bible, listen to a sermon, you know, and then just either when I'm on my walk, I'll just kind of listen to nature. So that's how I take care of my spiritual and mental health. So as well
Yeah,
as my physical
amazing.
health. Yes.
Right, definitely. So you're essentially
Yes.
taking care of your
So
entire you, right? Which is
yes. Yeah. It's taken a while to get into that type of routine, but it helps. So, and it's a constant, everyday thing, everyday practice that you have to make it a good habit to take care of yourself in mind, body, and spirit.
right. Yeah, the consistency,
Yeah.
right? To be able to
Yes.
create those
Yes.
habits. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you wake
Yeah.
up so
And
early, right? 2:30 in the morning. And so like at what time do you
yeah.
have to go to sleep?
Usually I'm in bed by in asleep around about 7:30, 8 o'clock at the latest.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it
So
makes sense, right? Because you need to
yeah.
have that those hours to be able to wake up
Yes.
that early.
Yes. Yes. At least 6 hours of sleep for me. So
Awesome.
yes.
Yeah, perfect. So thank you so much for answering those questions.
You're
One
welcome.
last question, maybe we have
Yes.
two more last questions, but this next question is like, what are some of maybe a few tips that you can give somebody that is maybe hesitant about, working with me or about starting their fitness journey, maybe what are some of the tips that can maybe help them to jump that obstacle?
That's a good question. I'll have to think about that. A couple tips, maybe. You know, I know it's fearful to, change eating habits, but if it's good for you, so yeah, you can be fearful, but don't be in fear of it because it will help you overall in the long run. What other tip can I give? Yeah, it's just about being consistent. Yeah, I don't know what else.
Yeah, awesome. I think those are great, right?
Yeah,
So no,
yeah,
it's okay to have that fear, but not allow the fear to stop you, right, from accomplishing that goal. If it's
correct.
eating healthier or changing your eating
Yeah,
habits, or maybe starting
yes,
a fitness journey, because one
yes,
of the things that we know, right, is you're not alone, right? If you have a team with you, if you have a support group with you, it's definitely easier to
yes,
accomplish those goals. So, for example, a dietitian to help with your nutrition, a personal trainer, right, to help you with your fitness or with your strength training or
correct.
whatever exercise plan that you
Right.
have. I think that really helps, having that guidance, having that accountability, and being able to be
Yes,
part of that community as well.
correct. Yes,
Awesome.
yes,
So one last thing.
yes.
I know you have your own business. So if someone is like, hey, I actually need someone to come and help me organize my home, right? Or help me to clean my home, where can the listeners find you? But another thing too, because you
Hmm.
develop such a great handbook, like a guide, right? To help people be organized and to help them
Correct.
essentially have a better home organization. So the second part would be like,
Yes.
where can they get that guide?
So the first part, I am on Instagram. It's at Olga's Personal Care Services. That's my business page. And also Facebook, I'm on under Olga's Cleaning Services 559. And then you can also reach me at my contact number is 559-436-9309. And yeah, preferably if you call Monday through Friday or text between the hours of 8 and 5. And then what was the second question?
For
Oh, the
your guide that
guide.
you developed.
Yeah, the guide is also posted on my Instagram. But if you want a copy, I can always email you a copy, a PDF file, and you would just email me at Olga's Personal Care Services at gmail.com.
Gotcha.
And then I
Can
can
you
always
just
send.
briefly mention? Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Just
No,
briefly
go ahead.
mention what the guide is, because I think it's amazing that you developed it. And so, how can people use that guide?
That guide, there's two separate ones. There's ones on like cleaning hacks, and then the second one is on cleaning guide, basically how to so you're not overwhelmed to like try and clean the house all in one day. So there's like schedules in there, like hey, when or if you only have like a certain amount of time, say in the morning, if before you get ready for work, just set a timer. Example would be set a timer for 10 minutes and then see what you can clean within that 10 minutes. um, Another example would be like do one room at a time. Like one day you can tackle, say you can tackle the living room, and then the next day you can tackle the family room, and just things like that. And this just hit the everyday, try to clean, every day, like the kitchen, the things that are used commonly, like the kitchen, bathrooms, and of course, living room you can, where you watch your TV or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
got different, um, different hacks, different, like time, how to manage your time, pretty much. The other guide, how to manage your time, especially if you only have a certain amount of time. throughout the day to clean.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
and it does
Practical
help.
tips,
So
right?
practical tips. Yeah. So like I said, so you don't get overwhelmed in trying to clean the entire house in one day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So,
Yeah, those are great tips because just thinking about my own personal home, right? Yeah, I have
yes.
to do it on like rooms and like, okay, I'll do a little bit here. And on the weekends, I'll do maybe
Right.
a deeper
Yeah.
clean.
Hmm.
But yeah, those are amazing tips. So awesome. I'll put all the information where you can get the resources and where you can contact Olga in the show notes, so you don't have to, like, if you're driving, right, I don't want you to like, oh, I need to write it.
Right.
You'll find it there, so check out the show notes. Reach out to Olga if you have any more particular questions, or if you wanting to get services for your home or your office. Reach out to her
Yes.
again. The information is going to be in the show notes.
Yes.
Olga, thank you so much. Any final tips or feedback that you want to give out?
Um, Final tips, final feedback. Just, if you're starting that journey or have been on that journey and are afraid to, like, just get out of your comfort zone. Like I said, during this podcast, I know it's a fear of everybody, but, don't let that fear overtake you. Do it for you. Break those generational curses and bad cycles that, you grew up with. And again, it, it'll help you out in the long run. Again, in mind, body, and spirit. So it's not just externally, it helps you internally as well and spiritually. So definitely
Awesome. Yeah,
contact
thank you so much,
Leonila.
Olga.
She'll get you started.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Awesome, Olga.
You're
Well, thank you
welcome.
so much for your time. I'll see you
You're welcome.
around. And thank you, everybody, for listening to the podcast. Bye bye for now. Remember to stay strong
Okay.
and stay safe. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.
This podcast, the links and resources provided are for the purpose to educate only and are not a replacement for medical advice or nutrition therapy. I suggest you seek out the help of a trained professional to help you with your specific situation and needs.